What if the system you were taught to protect is the exact reason you're getting poorer?
I'm not talking about corruption. I'm not talking about bad leaders. I'm talking about something deeper, something structural, something no politician will ever tell you because they benefit from you not knowing.
Democracy might be the most sophisticated economic trap ever built. And the terrifying part? Some of the fastest growing economies on Earth? No elections, no opposition parties, no vote for me circus. Coincidence? We'll get there. But first, let me show you exactly how the system works against you. You think you're voting for a leader. You're actually voting for a content creator. Social media teams, viral moments, carefully rehearsed, authentic reactions. The best economist never wins elections. The best performer does. And here's the brutal truth. Performance and governance are completely different skills. You wouldn't hire an actor to do your surgery, but every 4 years, you hand them the entire economy. Be honest with yourself. Most voters don't read manifestos. They don't study fiscal policy. They vote for their caste, their religion, their pastor's recommendation, their community leader's WhatsApp forward. The economy is an abstraction. Your tribe is real. And politicians know this. So instead of fixing inflation, they throw you a festival. Instead of building hospitals, they build temples and churches. Because identity beats economy. Every single time.
Stay with me. One person spent 10 years studying monetary policy. Another person heard a rumor on Facebook. Same vote. That's democracy. Now imagine running a company where the janitor and the CFO have equal say in the financial strategy. That company goes bankrupt in a year. But we run entire nations this way and wonder why economic policy is a disaster. Inflation, fiscal deficit, trade balance, these are not simple concepts. Politicians know most voters can't evaluate them. So they don't explain. They exploit. Simple emotional promises. Impossible math. And a crowd that cheers anyway. China built 40,000 kilometers of high-speed rail. The United States is still arguing about a single rail line between Los Angeles and San Francisco, started in 2008. China didn't ask for votes. They just built. Is that a coincidence? Or is that the point?
Think like a politician for 1 second. You have 5 years. You may never come back. The treasury is open. What do? Tenders get awarded to brothers-in-law. Contracts go to campaign donors. Kickbacks, land deals, shell companies. This isn't random corruption. This is structurally predictable behavior. Short time horizon plus access to public funds equals looting. Every time, across every continent, across every party. The system doesn't just allow this. The system creates this.
What if the problem isn't the politicians? Free electricity, loan waivers for farmers, $6,000 cash before election season. Sounds generous. Here's what they don't tell you. That money comes from you, from your taxes, from debt your children will repay. Every election promise is a fiscal bomb with a 5-year fuse. States in India are technically bankrupt, still running subsidy schemes to win the next cycle. This isn't governance. This is a Ponzi scheme, run by the people you elected.
Labor law reform, land acquisition, privatization of failing state companies. Every economist agrees these are necessary. Every politician runs away from them. Why? Because reform hurts before it helps, and elections happen before the help arrives. So the reform gets blocked or reversed or diluted into uselessness. The opposition doesn't care if the policy is right. They care if it costs the ruling party votes. Progress becomes a casualty of politics.
In 1965, Singapore was a swamp. No resources, no army, colonial leftovers. Lee Kuan Yew took over. No real elections, near total control. By 2000,
one of the richest nations per capita on Earth. Rwanda, post-genocide devastation. Paul Kagame, authoritarian, accused of suppressing opposition. Also, fastest growing economy in Africa. UAE, Dubai, 0 elections. One of the most functional, future-ready cities on Earth.
Now, I'm not saying authoritarianism is good. Authoritarian systems also produce North Korea, Zimbabwe, Venezuela. The difference? The quality of the autocrat. And that is the most terrifying gamble of all. At least with democracy, you can vote the disaster out. With authoritarianism, you pray you got a good one. So here's the real question. Not is democracy bad? The real question is, what kind of democracy? Because the version most countries are running isn't really democracy. It's an auction, where politicians buy votes with your money, where identity beats economics, where the short term always wins, and the long term is your problem. Remember that crowd at the beginning? They're not voting for their future. They're voting for their feeling. And the economy? The economy doesn't care about feelings. It only cares about decisions. The most dangerous thing in the world isn't a bad politician. It's an uninformed voter who's completely convinced they made the right choice.